Raheem Sterling, for instance, like, yeah, how is it that he's not getting in the team? It doesn't make any sense to me. I've been over the England setup for a while though.
You're selecting players who are not playing for their teams.
I don't think he's a good manager, and I don't think he's a good tactically at all. His lack of tactical ability is what usually goes against him in most of these games.
Bun Southgate, bruv.
So have you guys picked a Saudi team yet?
I've switched 3 times.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening to Podcast Pundits, you're tuned into another episode. It's the international break this week, but we're still here around the table, ready to discuss that good stuff, the beautiful game we call football. Before I introduce you to the panel, I'm going to do some housekeeping, let you know where to find us. We're on Instagram, podcast.pundits, that's your social media outlet. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter, that is Podcast Pundits _. And we're on TikTok, Podcast Pundits. In regards to where you can listen to this, I'm guessing you already know because you're listening, but tell a friend to tell a friend. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Acast, pretty much everywhere that streams podcasts. So yeah, I'm going to introduce you to the panel. We're going to go, this isn't a visual podcast, so you can't see this, but I'm going to let y'all know. We're going to go anti-clockwise. So we're going to go to my left. We're going to start with Mr.
Yes, it's your boy Joe Nomadic. Depressed. No ball. Don't watch international football. It's not my cup of tea. But whenever it comes on, I'll enjoy cussing Gareth Southgate. So, yeah, just waiting for Liverpool to play on Saturday, man, because this has been a dead weekend, bro, man. I've had to go out of my house, bro. I was out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, man. And you know me, I never like leaving my house, bro. So,
I was watching your stories thinking, okay.
It was stories of my stories, because I don't post on Insta, bro. But yeah, man. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Liverpool supporter. Maybe hashtag, I don't even know anymore, bro. I need a new team, man. I need a new team, bro. But yeah.
Yeah, your teams are dwindling one by one.
Proper.
All right. So that's man like Joey Nomadic. We're moving on to his left. We've got
Marley Mar, Man United supporter. This weekend, as Jules said, it was as Joey said, it was a sad weekend without no ball, man. We had to find alternatives. But to be fair, it was a pretty decent in terms of other sports. So you had the US women's
yeah, that was good.
Open final.
Yeah, that was good. You put me onto that, man. I enjoyed watching that. Good final. Hold tight, Coco.
You had the men's US Open final, and then you had Jock Novak. Yeah, Novak won that
again.
Again. It's number 24 Grand Slams now. Different
man like Novak's.
Yeah, it's different kettle. And then we obviously had man like Izzy.
I don't know what's wrong with that guy, man.
Man like Izzy.
And then on top of losing and the way you lost, he's just taken to social media to film himself doing nonsense, celebrating stupidity.
Yeah, he's got a documentary coming out as well soon. It actually looks good as well. Like, I was surprised. Everyone was surprised. It's Strickland. Like Strickland's like he's like the class clown type of fighter.
Listen, I didn't really pay too much attention to him. Have you heard the stuff that comes? Like, have you heard his rhetoric on live?
He's a wild boy.
But he's crazy, bro.
Oh, you didn't know this?
No, but then a couple times I'm listening to him and I'm like, yo, man, let him cook. Let him cook me.
Yeah, he's a wild boy. But he fought a good fight, to be fair. So credit to him. But on the rematch, Izzy will deal with him.
Hopefully, if he's still got the hunger for it, because
no, he has definitely, but I just don't think he was ready for this fight at all.
All right, let's move on again round the table. He is usually one of our hosts, but as soon as you hear him talk, you'll find out why I'm deputizing for him.
Yeah, Trey, man. Struggling.
What's that? AI? Is that AI voice, bro?
No synchronizer. Yeah, Man United fan, mainly producing today.
Take it easy.
That's enough. Man. You're about to do some irreparable damage to your voice, but
oh gosh. And then last and certainly not least, we've got
Del Estrada, the man of many club faces, Hizra.
Have your club faces updated from last week?
No. until the season starts. I mean, until the Premiership comes back, it still remains as is.
No, you said to me that.
Oh yeah. I might add Welling to this list as well because I went to.
Pardon me?
Yeah,
Welling FC.
I can do what I want. I went to the park for a picnic. That's what you do when there's no football.
Hey man, football had us down bad, man. We were down bad this weekend.
You're forced to do stuff with your wife. I went to the park for a picnic and I was just hearing mad cheers. Then lo and behold, it's Welling. So Welling are not too far from where I live. So they might be one of my teams.
Makes sense, man.
What league are they in? Are they in
Conference South.
Okay. Fair dues.
Smooth. So that should be a tidy little local investment should you, and whenever you need to fix for some footy. Right, so as you know, there's been no Premier League action, no European football, but there has been Euro qualifiers. And our beloved nation, England, they were up against Ukraine. I want to get into this. I want to talk about this with the boys at the table. First off, before we get into the game, even Gareth Southgate, he's come under a lot of scrutiny. He's been the subject of many a discussion whereby, God, give Barry. So I just, I was just looking at a meme that Dennis Strader just showed me, but stupid. But yeah, so Gareth Southgate, he's come under a lot of scrutiny. I've got my opinions on it, on Gareth Southgate as a manager. But before we get into mine, I want to just put it to the boys, the podcast pundits. What do you make of Gareth Southgate when it comes to selecting for England? Like, what do you make of these team selections? I want to let's go through this gradually. Let's not jump to the middle before we start at the beginning. What do you make of these team selections? I'm going to start this off. I'm going to go with Marley Marl.
Yeah, I mean it's very underwhelming, to be honest. It's like he plays it. For me, he plays it a little bit too safe and too familiar. Obviously, what we know is, what I understand international football to be is that you play well for your club, you find a way in the national team. But under Gareth, it feels like you can play out. You can just play crazy for your club team, and that still might not, get you in the international team for some reason or another. He's got his favourites.
Yeah, he does. He does seem to display like a serious amount of nepotism. Is he wrong for doing that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, just a devil's advocate as well. If you've been playing with a team for a certain amount of time, and let's say, for example, you got anybody with Zaha balling out of control, and he's now eligible for England.
Yeah.
Do you then restructure your whole team and try to figure out how to tactically put him into your team when you've been doing somewhat okay with the current crop of players that you've been having all these other times?
I think so. I think if you're worth you're a decent manager with a bit of credibility, you find a way to get these guys that ultimately they're playing amongst their peers in the league. They're playing outstanding. Like, you find a way to get these guys in your team. Like, Raheem Sterling, for instance, that's probably the example I'm probably basing my opinion on today. He's done well for England, for years. He's done well for Gareth for years. Mm-hmm. He's obviously started the season well. He wasn't fantastic last season, but
injured.
As in, he's injured now?
He's injured majority.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
For
he was still selected when he wasn't playing well.
Exactly.
He's still selected. Like, how does?
And he didn't have the worst World Cup before he had to go and come back, did he?
Exactly.
He was one of their better players.
Yeah. Mm.
Like, how is it that he's not getting in the team? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'll be honest. Like, I've been over the England setup for a while though. I'll be honest. Like, I just think it's absolutely trash. I think I feel like there's rules in place to not allow certain players to shine.
Okay. I'm gonna dissect that and go into that a little bit more for the risk of controversy. But
Controversy is great.
I like that.
It's no week, so might as well get into it.
Definitely. But Della, I wanted to ask you, yeah, because of something that Marley Marl kind of touched on. He said that he doesn't think there's a space for nepotism in selecting the England squad, and he might have a good point there. But you see, like Sunday League, you've managed a Sunday League club, one that we've all been like quite attached to, like Belmont Athletic, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you've probably been faced with this like conundrum, so to speak, where like the higher ups will say to you, you can't select so and so players because they're behind on their subs or something, for instance, yeah. So you might have who you want to build your team around, yeah, but then you're kind of forced to build your team around the politics regarding Sunday League football.
Yeah.
Now, let me try and land this plane, yeah. So in regards to like the international setup, if Gareth Southgate has who he trusts and depends on, he might feel somewhat cornered by this idea that he has to play people that are in good form at the time when he's got his tried and trusted. I think that's what Joey Nomadic was kind of leaning towards. So do you feel like Gareth Southgate might have like a bit of a leg to stand on, in the sense of, okay, I understand everyone's arguments, but this is my tried and tested. These are my personnel, and let's have it right. I've probably got England the furthest in recent times. So who are you guys to criticize me so harshly, so severely, and so publicly, like on every media platform? So I phrase it like that to you to just kind of get your feedback on it with that in mind.
I get that, but at the same time, it's like, what precedents are you setting for the rest of the England camp, whereby you can select, and you're selecting players who are not playing for their teams.
Yeah.
So if I'm in your, okay, let's use Maguire. If I'm a defender and I'm playing really, really, really well, and you don't even select me,
yeah,
what's the point? And that's essentially what it is. It's not as if Harry Maguire is playing and playing bad. He's not playing full stop.
Yeah, zero sense.
Exactly. So he's getting more minutes for international team, where that's meant to be the pinnacle of your career, playing for your national team.
Yeah.
He's not even playing for his club team.
Yeah.
So that means he's not first choice, second choice, third choice, fourth choice. He's a fifth choice centre-back for his club team. But he's a first choice centre-back for his club.
Maybe
for his country.
He's that good
for his
that
country.
he doesn't even need to play club football at this point.
But we've all seen him. We know what we're talking about. And on top of that, you got, what's his name?
That was a terrible devil's advocate.
Very bad.
Get out of here.
Hey man, come on! I don't get paid well to do this job.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you got Calvin Phillips, who's not played a single minute for Man City.
He played in the last game, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, he got like 5 minutes.
Okay, he played 5 minutes.
That guy's actually starting to annoy me, bro.
Yeah.
Whenever you see him, he's smiling, bro.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. He's happy.
cheating.
Yeah.
He's
So
cheating.
again, like I'm not saying they're playing the same position. You got Eze on the bench. He doesn't come on. You got Henderson playing. He's playing in the equivalent of what league is it? What, League Two?
And I allow Henderson, man.
Potentially League Two.
My grap's not with Henderson.
Yeah.
No. But what I'm just saying, essentially, and this is why people feel comfortable to criticize Southgate, because of the selection of certain players. Then on top of that, you select players and then you play them out of position. So if you got Maddison, he's playing well as a number 10. Why would you play him on the left? He's never played there before. To do what?
Sorry, just to add to that as well. You've seen Gravenberch, for example. He's said no to under 21s. It will become a situation where players are just not going to want to play for you, bro. I'm not going to. Why would I declare myself for international break when I can just be with my family?
Yeah, and on top of that,
come and play with you and just sit on the bench.
And on top of that, what he needs to be mindful of, that's right now he's created a feel good vibe where everyone apparently they want to go and play for England.
Yeah,
it may get to say whereby some people will just say, you know what, I'd rather save myself and my club team than just come. Like I think that's why Jamie Vardy retired from international football. It's like, why am I coming just to be a sub when I got a family at home?
Yeah.
So
is Ben White still not getting picked?
Yeah, obviously him they probably, but you know Ben. I think Ben White is just like whatever, innit? He doesn't stand for it. He's like, listen, if I ain't playing, let me go home.
I feel Ben White still. I get it.
So in Maguire's plays, obviously, I'm guessing it's not a hard question. Let me ask who deserved the spot in the England team?
There's a Colwell.
No, but he's in the squad. Sorry,
yeah.
Let me rephrase that. In the squad.
Why Colwell though?
Because he's playing okay for Chelsea, and he just came from under 21s, and he done well when they won the championship.
Would Maguire make your squad but just not your team?
You know what? You know what?
Maguire.
For experience,
Yeah.
I get why he's probably there because there's no other senior defenders there.
Okay.
So in Southgate's defense, then maybe because of that. But my thing is this the centre back that you're going to take to international tournaments? And the likelihood is that for the rest of the season, he's probably going to be a bit part player.
Yeah.
And yes, he went to the World Cup and apparently he done okay.
Yeah.
But can you rely on that in another European tournament?
I don't know if I'll have Colwill over Maguire
That's what I'm
currently
saying.
now, starting. But if it's a friendly or if it's a game against Ukraine, I probably would.
No, but
slightly.
that's what, I think it's.
It wasn't a friendly.
No, it was a qualifier.
It's a
Yeah,
qualifier.
sorry, a game against Ukraine was a qualifier. But I'm saying if it's a friendly or Ukraine, who isn't the worst or the most difficult opponent, if I'm going to be honest, then I would play Colwill in that team.
And that's
But
what I'm saying. So essentially, if I'm good enough to play for a Chelsea, or let's say if he wasn't being subbed, you pick Ben White, who can play centre back for England. So if he wasn't being how you was, you're not. Where I go with this? Yeah, if they're gonna play for the club teams, why can't they play against Ukraine?
Yeah, exactly.
At what time do you say, you know what, I believe in you, go and play? Otherwise, what am I coming for?
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm there as well. Like, I feel like if you're playing well for club team, you have to give these guys a chance, because otherwise, when are they going to get a chance? When the manager's out? That's dead.
It's looking that way though, isn't it?
What, he's going to be out?
Well, as in Gareth Southgate. Yeah, I think. I've heard rumours that after the Euros, he's looking to step down.
He will step down.
After the Euros. So when's that? 2 years?
Next season. Next year.
Okay.
Yeah, because of all the thing. But I mean, for me personally, I think Ben White personally, like, I don't know what's gone on between them, whatnot, but the obvious, if you are going to replace Maguire, Ben White seems to be the obvious one.
Or even play Kyle Walker as centre back and play Trippier as right back.
But next in line was what's his name, the Aston Villa centre back right before he got injured. Would he have Tyrone Mings?
Mings, yeah.
Would he have been next in line?
What, for Maguire?
Yeah.
I think they're about the same levels of media.
Yeah, but for Southgate, he would have put him in.
Played, yeah.
Well, you got Tomori. If I can play for AC Milan, play in the Champions League, why can't I go and play against Ukraine?
Yeah. The Tomori one always baffles me, and brothers like Smalling that have been out the frame for years. Smalling's better than Maguire, I'll be honest.
I think what you have to be mindful of. Yeah, Tomori hasn't ever played a qualifier for England. He's only maybe played a friendly, and that's why I knew Edin Ketia was not playing against Ukraine, because he's going to play one game in a friendly, then he's never going to play again. So, but at least he's still got the opportunity to go and play for his native country in Ghana.
Okay, so because I was gonna ask, obviously, since you've touched on it in Ketia, like you thought it was pretty standard for him to not make the squad whatsoever, because obviously they made a big deal out of it. He was doing the press conferences or what have you not. He was in the press conferences talking about obviously getting his call out, because obviously he's had a little bit of a decent run for Arsenal, but moreover than that, he's actually performed, I think, even for Gareth Southgate in the under-21 setup, right?
Yeah, he's the highest, top goal scorer in that under-21s or some shit.
Yeah. So someone like him, I mean, it's only right that someone like him should be given a chance at the senior team, because otherwise, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why am I excelling at these juniors and it gets the seniors?
So why though? Why? Because he's excelling under
the juniors, yeah, of course, bro.
And he had a decent run at Arsenal at some point. So when he was having a decent run and give him an opportunity, that's fair, right?
What would separate him from an Ivan Toney, or what? Like, so what is the overall goal of him playing? Because he wouldn't be above Ivan Toney technically, or Callum Wilson, or Harry Kane in Southgate's eyes. So is it you're just capping him for the sake of giving a cap?
No, not capping him, but based on what he's done for England. So based on what he's done for England, being the England record goal scorer, and if he was playing well for Arsenal, and there was a period where he should have been given a chance then.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he should have given a chance now, because now it's okay. He's
when you say then when over those guys as well.
If he was playing well, like there was probably times where he was probably better than what's it?
Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson's been in the team for a while, and Newcastle battling relegation almost 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
So at what point? I think he was even in the team when he was at. Was he in the team when he was at Bournemouth? England.
I think that's when he first got into
yeah. So if he can do it, then why couldn't Eddie when he's already done what he's done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think in situations like that, I don't think he's been given a fair shake. But it's not unfamiliar that certain players don't get a fair shake when the English out.
So talk to me about this. When
What are you saying? Contractually, they're not allowed to play. Or is there something else you're alluding to?
There might be a rule written in stone and blood somewhere.
So who are these certain players? So let's just qualify whether this is even a fair statement before we even work out whether there's actually any credence to it. Like, what players would you bring into the fold that's not in the fold at the moment?
Go ahead.
NKA will be one.
Okay.
Let me take out my phone. Come back to me.
And can I ask, was Grealish in the squad?
Yeah.
Grealish is in the squad and he's not played a game for. I saw 2 publications mention Grealish and I was like, surely this is a mistake. So Southgate called Grealish, who hasn't played a game for Man City this season, and he left Sterling at home. And Sterling's meant to be called at. Sterling, who's been one of England's better players.
No.
That's a mug.
Was it too late for Sterling to play for Jamaica?
Yeah, 100%, of course.
And they're
Because I know you can
but
switch your allegiance now. Innit?
can you? Because I've been
No.
been seeing something
Only
like
if,
was it
he
Harvey
played
Barnes or
friendlies.
something?
No, I think it's if you haven't played a certain amount of games in the last certain amount of games, then you can now try and
Did Mikel Antonio play?
You play for England?
No, did he play a non-friendly game?
I don't know.
I think he might have played it as a junior maybe or something.
No, he played for the first
You
team.
played for the first team.
On I think Allardyce, I think.
Oh, did it? Oh, right. Okay.
But I don't know if it was a friendly.
So obviously, all right, cool. So then, what was then the other thing that somebody mentioned? Playing players out of position. So we got Bellingham killing it in Spain, yeah.
But you see that, yeah.
God, you've been
No. I haven't. No.
I'm not going to say the word agenda, but you've had something against Bellingham.
No,
Is
at
that
all.
fair to say that? Or
No. I don't have agendas. But what I'm going to say is with Bellingham, I think I gave him my back pages, I think last week or the week before, because I actually watched him play for Getafe. Fair enough, it was only like an extended highlights. But my thing is that everyone's talking about Bellingham, but I don't think everyone's actually watching Bellingham. Everyone's going off his stats. And yes, he's scoring goals, but we're in this generation where only stats matter. I don't think anyone has actually seen how he's been performing. So when you say he's been killing it, have you been watching him or you just seen the stats?
I've been seeing the stats and highlights.
There we go.
Yeah, so I think I've watched him a few times in Champions League, the Chelsea game.
Champions League for real this season?
For Dortmund.
Oh, yeah.
Where
No, I'm talking about this season.
Yeah, so
right?
I was talking about Real when I was saying that he's been.
Yeah, so that's when I had my high opinion of him. But then I did think about it, and I think what you were saying about it did have some credence to it. But I've only watched highlights of the Real Madrid. But to me, I think he's kind of like achieved or shown his thingy on international stage.
Of course.
Well, so.
And even then, when everyone says he's killing it, but he's killing it with Modric behind him, Cruz behind him. You want to go and make him play a number 10 with Henderson behind him.
Stop Henderson.
I'm trying to say
Leave him alone.
It's a different environment, so you can't expect him to be producing the same thing when he's not playing in the same team, and he's not a typical number 10. He's probably playing just off the striker. So
in a way, so that's funny. So I was just trying to bring that up as is that to slight Gareth Southgate, or is that in his defence that Gareth Southgate isn't playing him exactly in the same position as, because again, he's come under a lot of scrutiny and the positions that he's playing his players in.
I don't think Gareth Southgate knows how to utilise players in their positions, or failing that, he doesn't know how to get the best of them when they're playing slightly out of their position.
So what, do you think Gareth Southgate isn't capable of managing this crop of players? Because would you
Do you remember the first conversation we had about Gareth Southgate
I remember.
a while back? I said that this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay.
I've always been of the opinion that he shouldn't be the England manager.
Is that because he can't handle, like you wouldn't expect him at a top 6 club is basically?
No, hell no. He's not a good coach.
I don't think he's a good manager, and I don't think he's a good tactically at all.
But you don't have to be a good manager to win these tournaments.
Exactly.
Everyone's very what's the word? Pragmatic. Deschamps, French have a talented team, but they play very pragmatic. Southgate has the right approach, but I think sometimes his selection is the one that is
I think for me, I think he only has one style of playing, and I think his lack of tactical ability is what usually goes against him in most of these games, because even though Deschamps is pragmatic and so is Southgate, Deschamps still has the ability to change a game. Like, for example, we saw in the France-Argentina, he was able to do some tactical changes that led to come back and play players in certain positions. I don't think Southgate has the tactical nous to do anything like that, other than the team that he puts out to play there go out and do your best and make England proud.
Yeah.
That's all he has. So I think, and I don't think, in his defence, I don't think England have had any managers that are any better than that since him. So again, they're just going to have to do some kind of external hire. Like
What
get this
since?
They flopped by getting rid of Sam Allardyce. That was their future.
bro. Because if you want, go out there and run till it hurts. That's the manager you have, bro.
Sam
You're not going to have
Allardyce
this.
would have been
Like
the
Southgate's too
But
soft.
so
softy,
you
softy.
don't think if Eddie Howe came in, he'll do a better job than Southgate?
Listen, man. I like the fact that Eddie Howe's gone to Atletico Madrid, but I'm on to
Atletico
Eddie Howe
Madrid.
that he done his like learning.
Oh yeah,
he done his
he
little-
went to a number of clubs.
Yeah. I like that he's tried to become a student of the game, but I'm onto him.
Right.
I'm onto him.
You're not.
like-
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not convinced.
Basically, I'm starting to collect evidence on him, and I'm building a RICO case on him still, bro. Man, because
how's the guy, bruv?
We'll see, bro.
If he goes into England and he doesn't allow the England rules to
It's a thingy that he could shine.
I think even though he's had like a good upbringing in football during his time off, I don't think he can outclass the Englishman in him.
Bruv,
And he's always going to need his players to run to Zerk, because even Newcastle right now,
Yeah,
the way
they-
they press is to their
But they
detriment
still
sometimes.
play. They can still play.
They can still play
Exactly.
because they have good players.
And he can change it tactically as well.
But once those good players come off the pitch, they look like they're drowning. And I think with the money that you have spent, because he has spent a bit of money.
No, but don't forget, before he spent money, he had a team that finished relegation and they done well.
Yeah. So maybe the team isn't where it needs to be in his defense, but I still think, like he has a touch of run till it hurts.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
You've also got Graham Potter, who's shown that he can get a team play. I know, obviously, he had.
I'm a big fan of Graham Potter.
Yeah, I know he's had a nightmare with Chelsea and that, but I mean, you can't write off what he did with Brighton. Like, you've got to put him in.
And Ostersons. He's done it. He's done his time, bro.
They
man.
should go
Like,
get Oli Solskjaer, bruv. He's perfect, bruv.
yeah, vibe maker.
Because he's better than Southgate, and he's also a vibe brother.
Why?
Calm
Why is he
down.
better than
I'm
Southgate?
He's better than him, bruv.
I'm trying to think
Why?
they're both.
He finished second in
Bro,
the league,
hey.
bruv. What do you want?
Host. Ignore him, bro.
And how many finals did he get to, bruv?
I don't know, but Southgate got to a final with Middlesbrough.
Bun Southgate, bruv.
Southgate, if you think about it, like some
England under 21 championships as well.
some people are calling the England
Oli
fans
won the league.
arrogant, bruv.
Molde. Just saying it. Start throwing stuff out there.
All right, you know what? So let's go on to the actual game, yeah? So England's played Ukraine now, right?
This is where I tap out.
After all that,
No, so let's say, I saw bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, because look,
I missed the first half because I was picnicking.
Okay.
I think picnics, but
well, look, the game ended 1-1, yeah? So England, I think that breaks, I think I've read a stat, it was like maybe 5.5 hours of not conceding or something in normal time. So that's probably what's keeping Jordan Pickford in the side, because I personally believe Ramsdale should be in between the sticks, personally. But or even Pope, but personally.
Pickford's actually started well this season now as well, no? Hasn't he? I've seen some
Made some good
worldy
saves.
yeah,
And
worldy
some
saves.
mistakes as well.
But what I will say,
okay.
in his defense, Everton are terrible, man.
Yeah, they're trash, bruv. They're going down, bruv. But
There was a game I watched, yeah, in the, I can't remember who Everton played.
Was it Burnley?
Was it Burnley? What?
The last
he
game.
pulled us some saves.
No, there was a game when I was watching thinking, how is this guy like England's number one?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't think he had a terrible game, but I was just maybe thinking to myself, this guy seems a little bit, I need to remember that. It will come to me. It will come to me. When you guys are talking, I'll bring it back up. But yeah, back to the game. So obviously, England playing Ukraine now. England's defeated Ukraine a couple of months back. But by many people's estimation, it should have been a routine win for England, just strengthening their qualification case, what have you not. But yeah, England conceded first to a familiar face.
Zinny.
Yep, Zini Zinchenko.
Were you proud when you
I was quite proud to see that for a couple of reasons. One of the major reason was just to see Zini kind of playing in that midfield role and just looking like we all know that he naturally plays midfield, but just showing that he can do it at a high level still. He didn't look out of place whatsoever. His tank probably lets him down a little bit, gets a bit tired, whatnot. But yeah, just kind of seeing him doing the late runs into the box, it made me wonder, like, I wonder, could he be a solution to this left centre mid problem that, well, I don't know whether I should call it a problem, that Arsenal are currently trying to plug with the Kai Havertz thing? Could Zinni maybe do it? Could that be an option?
But
Wait, hang on.
yeah, go on.
Wait,
It just made me wonder, like watching his game.
you got players in your thingy though, innit? Like,
Yeah, no, we got.
wait, what's that guy you said is England future? Emil Smith-Rowe.
Emil Smith-Rowe.
Still
Yeah,
at the club.
that's my guy, man. That's my guy. But you got to remember, I can't look at it through the lens of strives. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
can't look at it through the lens of strives. I got to look at it through the lens of what's going on. Like, so how Mikel Arteta's looking.
Oh,
at.
he's not looking.
Yeah. So
okay,
he seems to not be like ESR's not getting a shake in that
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
Trossard's not even getting a shake there. He just seems to be playing Havertz there. And if it's not Havertz, he's playing Declan there, and Partey's when he's not injured would be the anchor man, the pivot man. So I'm looking at it like that. He obviously trusts Zinchenko a lot. You know, so I'm thinking, would he potentially play with that?
Random thought. Can Smith Rowe, has he got like dual nationality or something like?
Yes, maybe
That
maybe
Jamaican-
he got
Jamaican-
Jamaica down the line or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're saying he needs to go.
He needs to go, bruv. Go Jamaica or St. Kitts, bruv. Find
You know what? But that one there, I can't blame Southgate for, because he's not like, if we're gonna
he's not getting in
gonna say that Maguire shouldn't be playing, then
No,
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, it shouldn't be.
you know what I mean.
What's the deal with him? Is he just out of favour or what?
No, I think as the season builds out, he'll get game time. I just, yeah.
He's one of your wavier players.
And he was
Like,
injured last season, right?
We got a lot of games to play, so I think like that
Calm
Estrada
down.
said.
It's the same as everyone else in the top 6.
No, well,
But yeah, on that Zinchenko thing, I think without going, I'm not going to speak about Arsenal too much, but I think in a way he's
screw
going
this
to
guy,
be he will contribute to Havertz. We shouldn't actually be doing so much conversation for a player. But when he comes in and plays the inverted, Havertz will push up further. Jesus can come drop deep, and everyone can see what Havertz can do in terms of off the ball movement.
Oh, yeah, okay. So yeah, man. So obviously, sitting back to the Ukraine-England game, Zini obviously opened up the scoring, whatnot. So I'm just giving an overview, and then we pulled it back with a Kyle Walker goal. I think that was his first goal in
77 games.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a good goal. It was a good goal as well. I don't know if anyone saw it, but Harry Kane
Was playing balls that he shouldn't be in a position.
Yeah, he reverted to type. He was playing DM or right back, putting a great ball into Kyle Walker, and he showed the composure of a natural striker.
He started the season well. I think that
Kane or Walker.
Walker. I think that Man City captaincy is giving a bit of a rocket in his back. He's started the season really good.
Yeah. So what? So who here like actually got to?
I saw the goals.
I saw the goals.
You saw the goals. You saw the goals. Okay. So you can't make too much comment on the actual performance of England.
From the performance, it was a bit flat. So even from the setup, you're playing. You know you're going to play a low block.
Yeah.
And Joey, I know I keep on mentioning his name, but you're playing against a low block. You don't need a double pivot against a low block. Hence why Kane is dropping so deep to play a ball that he should be receiving himself. And if you've got Madison,
No, that's not right, bro. You know, Kane is habitually dropping.
I know, but
balls
he
to himself.
he
He'll play the ball, then he'll run and go get on the end of the ball, bro.
But wasn't that in a Conte team where again?
No, I'm saying he does that for England. He does that for
but
England.
at Bayern he's up top.
Because they play a system and
Exactly,
he has to
and
respect.
that's what I'm saying.
But I said this as well about Kane. Like the reason why he's playing there deep is either because Southgate's told him to do that, or he has no respect for the system that England play and what the
Probably.
manager's saying. So he does what he wants. So
He's kind of done it for Bayern already as well.
he's dropped deep for Bayern.
He's done it sometimes, yeah. But he mainly stays up there. Because why you come in midfield when you got Kimmich and all them guys
Exactly,
doing what they
bro.
need to do?
Exactly.
He'll drop, and Sane seems to be getting running behind quite a bit in a minute. He's playing another player that started well.
But so in that midfield, all you have to do is play Rice, who's been playing as a single pivot for Arsenal. Madison, who's been playing as a number 10 and doing really well for Tottenham. And play Bellingham as a number 8, up and down. So if Kane drops deep, Bellingham fills in.
So you couldn't make sense of one, Jordan Henderson's selection, and two, him playing the whole game. I'm guessing.
Unless Henderson's playing pivot, which he doesn't play. But him playing over Bellingham or thingy, they shouldn't be playing double pivot. That's exactly what you're saying. Why are you playing double pivot against Ukraine?
Coward.
Because I suppose if you're not gonna win, make sure you don't lose, innit?
Nah, that's not even it, bro, man. Just allow that, man.
And then, as I said, you're playing Madison on the left. You're taking Grealish, who plays on the left, but he's injured or not been playing. And you left Sterling at home.
Yeah,
he's annoying. He's annoying, man.
And Rashford was on the bench. Come on. Just make sense of this, guys.
It's because the
It's because they're... No, I'm joking.
no. It's, I think everybody that was at that LV show hasn't made it. Yeah.
Bellingham was there. Bellingham was there.
He's also at Real Madrid.
Well, Bukayo Saka, he had a bit of I think he had a penalty shot in the game. Did you guys see that? You guys really,
You're getting into too much detail.
you guys really didn't care about the game, did you?
I told England I just can't do it, brother. Especially when I feel like certain players have been hard done by, I make a stand, and my stand is I'm not watching these guys.
Yeah, when there's no points, like there's no real nothing on the line, because even if it's a qualifier, bro.
Yeah.
The stakes aren't high enough for me to.
Are you man not watching the Scotland game tomorrow now?
I will, because Andy Robertson's playing, so I need to.
I need to see him what
See my
Dominic saying
captain,
as well.
McTominay seems to do all right for Scotland.
Did you not see that?
Does he play up front for Scotland?
I don't know if he played up front in the last game, but I know he got a goal and assist, so maybe he did.
Did you not see they got some, because it's like the 150th anniversary of when they played the first game, whatever. They got some like pre-match tops for them.
Scotland have.
The Scotland one is cold. No, England and Scotland.
Oh, right.
But the Scotland one's cold, bro. But you know, they always do them things and you can't buy it anywhere, bro, man.
You reckon Nketiah is going to get a...
Yeah, and the annoying thing is, Harry Kane doesn't even to play any game.
You're playing 95 minutes.
Yeah, so what's the point?
95, bro.
You should start Eddie Nketiah. No, you ain't going to start him.
What is it? Is it a friendly or?
Yeah,
Yeah, the friendly.
It's just a friendly. Kane will start. I hope Saka doesn't play.
But I think... I hear you, but Saka's going to play, man. He plays Saka all the time.
Are there any other potential debuts?
Eze. Not debut, but that'll be second game.
Oh, okay.
Who else is there? Obviously, Colwell.
Oh, yeah, so he'll start as well, I think.
If Ramsdale should start.
Yeah, is Tomori there?
Yeah, Tomori.
Yeah, Tomori's
Yeah,
there.
but played Tomori and Colwell.
And Gahey's already played, so
Yeah, so you see what you can do.
Did you Did you see when Zidane scored here and then they're doing the stills of Maguire marking Gueye?
yeah. So that.
I didn't even see it.
They're saying that Maguire was marking. You see it, Dre, man?
Bad.
Wow, he can't catch a break, man. The guy can't catch a break.
Well, just put him at the firing line.
The thing is, it's weird. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life as well.
Is it?
Yeah, he does. He actually looks like he's in shape, but he's just
He just
don't know, man. It's just not.
it's just not happening for him.
Yeah, bruv. It's a bit weird.
Jeez, man. But
Shit, imagine if your club paid 80 million for him.
well,
It'd be wild.
But you know what?
crazy.
Jeezy, you probably can't remember Armani Ma, you can't remember the conversation, but I told you, buying him from
Leicester.
from Leicester is not the same as playing for Man United.
No.
Leicester, he can sit
Deep,
deep. United, you need to be pushing up. So you're like, no. I said to you, he's no better than Smalling. He's no better than Lindelof. You're like, he said he is.
But do you know why I think it could have worked? Is because United are a counter-attack team now. They don't play with the ball anymore.
Would it have worked when Mourinho was there?
Yeah, he's the one who wanted him.
Yes, I'm saying, but do you think it would have worked then?
I've not necessarily worked, but it would have been a lot better than it has been.
Yeah,
He kind of got by with it under Marino, but now we've been playing so high up, bruv. He's just getting exposed, bruv. He's actually. I think that's why he looks like he's in the best shape of his life, because
He was running.
You know, this is funny talking about systems or whatnot. Yeah, this is a complete quick spin-off. Yeah, you know who would have suited Manchester United?
Go on.
Taribo West.
Van Dijk.
Nicolas Pepe. He would have cooked at your club.
Yeah, he would have done well.
I wouldn't even
as a counter.
He's better than Anthony, bruv.
He would have cooked.
100%.
Would have cooked. I don't even think he was.
He's going to be a free
That
agent
bad
in
at
January.
Arsenal.
Yeah, 100%.
He's gonna be a free agent.
Anthony.
January.
He's still June,
He got
bro.
a 1-year contract at.
No, I think it's only 6 months contract.
No,
No,
it's a
man,
year,
don't do that.
It's a year
Don't do
contract,
that,
bro, come
bro.
on.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Joe.
Keep talking.
It's a year contract.
Hey, somebody pass my phone.
Is it 6 months still, bruv?
No way.
No, I'm saying that. It's still June. I don't know what he's playing at. man.
It's a year
He's-
contract.
This guy's he's moving mad. But talking on the players, moving on from the England game, I feel like you guys are really over England. But what England, Scotland, is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Channel 4.
Yeah, tomorrow. So obviously for the listeners, it would have been yesterday. So yeah, we'll touch on that next week briefly, maybe. But yeah, Harry Kane. I don't know. Did you guys? Sorry, I'm just gonna quickly, just not spend too much time on it. Did you guys see what he said about playing for Bayern Munich in comparison to playing for Spurs?
Yeah, obviously the stakes are higher in it. Like you can lose two or three games in Tottenham and you kind of just crack on.
Yeah,
but you can't afford to lose anything in Bayern Munich, basically.
Yeah,
which is true.
He's not capping. He's telling the truth. But there's been outrage. Obviously, like what's that about? Like, do you think like I said, he's not capping, but should he have said that? Like,
but if people asking questions, what's he meant to say?
Yeah, it's just.
I mean,
wait, hang on. Was what you said disrespectful?
No, it's the levels of change.
Truthful.
yeah, but like you got to remember, Spurs fans, they have like an inflated sense of self.
And they've
No,
won
you
nothing.
can't say that. You can't say
I think
that.
they do
No,
because
I don't think so.
like, bro. Like, imagine.
I think the only sense of self they have is when they beat you lot in the North London derby.
They started finishing above Arsenal. They started qualifying for top 4. They got to the final of Champions League. Tottenham fans consider themselves to be a big
In the
team.
last 5 seasons.
Not that big.
They are a big team. They are a big team, but they're a top 6 team.
Yeah, but what
at
I'm
best.
saying, remember, I said they've got an inflated sense of self. So I appreciate what you're saying on the level that you're saying it on, but I'm saying that they believe that they're higher than what they are. So to have like their main guy, the guy that they've revered, they've loved so much, come out and say this about what the expectations are of Tottenham has been like a dagger to the heart. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's been outrage.
Is that any different to Declan Rice saying he's come to Arsenal and he feels like he's learning football again, or can't remember what he said, something along the lines of like it's completely different. The atmosphere is different. All they want to do is win. It's fair. The levels have changed.
It is true, but I think the difference being is I don't think West Ham fans are gonna hear that and be like, he's taking an absolute piss. They're gonna be like, yeah, that's fair game.
All right.
Whereas Tottenham fans are thinking, what?
You see how like you said Tottenham fans have an inflated sense. Do you think it's inflated to the point where they think they're on the same level as Bayern Munich? I don't.
No,
that's why they're taking offence to it.
But they shouldn't be because
exactly. That's what you're saying.
They are taking
offence to it.
Have they?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. There's been out, and then.
But is it just a comprehension issue? Because some people hear stuff because all he said is that when you lose a game, all he said was the truth. When you lose a game at Spurs, it's not the end of the world. At Bayern in the Bundesliga, it's the end of the world, bro. Because there's no excuse for Bayern. Even at Liverpool and Man City, it's not the end of the world when you lose a game. But at Bayern in the Bundesliga, it is literally the end of the world, bro.
No, I hear you. Other social commentators, even outside of being Spurs fans, I've obviously questioned whether he should have said these things as well. That's why I thought I'd bring it to the podcast pundits.
There's nothing wrong with it, man.
Nothing.
UK are bad vibes, bruv.
Totally. He's giving us something to talk about, man.
Yeah.
They should just talk about it and keep it moving.
And also, things always look worse when they're written in print, bruv, because it was an interview done for The Athletic, innit?
Yeah.
So
I reckon it was probably worse in person, to be fair. and it said, this one's off the record.
Jeez, man. So yeah, no, I wanted to touch on that briefly.
And before you move on to that, I was listening to something and they're talking about the fact that some teams who have lost key players are doing well. Spurs losing Harry Kane, doing well. West Ham losing Declan Rice, doing well. Palace losing Zaha, I don't know, are Palace doing well?
Yeah, they're doing well.
Yeah.
Brighton, bruv.
So
Brighton, Casado.
Liverpool,
Sure.
who had Liverpool lost?
We lost
Wow.
Fabinho, Henderson.
Firmino.
We do well.
No, we're talking about one key player.
Oh, okay.
And
Fabinho.
Yeah, for being
Not Henderson.
and Brighton losing Casado, McAllister still doing well. So it's interesting.
And I suppose it's because like maybe one key player that you're relying on to do so much, you're now probably that burden is being shared with the rest of the squad. I feel like it might be a case of value, like like a player, you feel like you're okay. This is my time to shine, and equally your manager is also relying on you in the same way. Whereas before you might have just been someone that's kind of pushed to the side because all that expectancy is on Kane, for instance. Like if we're talking about Tottenham, whereas now you've got. It's weird though, I can't say that, but Richarlison seems to be having it rough at the moment because
but to your point though, I guess you can't forget that the teams have signed well as well. West Ham signed well, Brighton
Yeah,
have signed well.
Alvarez from Ajax was a great deal, bro.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
and West Ham even signed well. Did you say that?
Yeah.
West Ham,
Alvarez.
Yeah, so definitely. So, but
And
yeah,
see Liverpool signed Soboslai. Yeah. to replace Fabinho and Henderson.
Yeah, to be fair, most teams have leveled up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, I don't know why he keeps on bringing his club into it, but yes,
Not Caicedo.
yes, Jerry, yeah.
You Liverpool fans, you're bad vibes, man. Just get over it. Just leave the kid alone.
Caicedo had a decent game against Argentina when Argentina played against Ecuador.
Callison put him on the deck, bro.
But then I swear now they were able to find just a few, just moments where they got the better of him, and I was like, nah, the guy actually played decent this whole game.
I went and watched the highlights, bro, just looking for the bit where McAllister put him on the floor. I didn't even want to see the goals, bro.
What was the score?
1-0.
1-0.
Messi free kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's scoring free kicks like they're penalties now, bruv.
So what is so? Bare digressions. Messi, then, yeah, is he the real deal, or because you see, like he's looking like he's reinvented in MLS?
Yes,
Is he reinvented in MLS because MLS are trash, or is he just still quality? Because
just to go with what Della said, you said Saudi is League 1 or League 2.
Yeah, something like that.
So MLS is definitely conference.
Conference, yeah, 100%.
we're gonna.
Don't say comfort. That's mugging it. But
No, I promise you. I promise you, bro.
It's a walk in the park for Messi.
No, it is 100%. But I'm
That's
saying
a
even
perfect choice
for
of
Christian Benteke.
Walk. Walking football.
Yeah, you're the
Football
Alba
is
Busquets.
trash. Yeah,
Them
it's
man are
trash,
taking a
bruv.
piss. But even Benteke as well is
Yeah, he claps a decent goal there.
Yeah. But no, MLS is conference, bro, man. Conference, bro.
Yeah, and I've
He ain't
seen,
got
I've
nothing to
seen
prove
some of
anyway.
their Saudi imports get dealt with, bruv. Lifted by them Saudi man.
I think he's having a tough time, man.
Who?
African Chelsea keeper.
Mendy.
Mendy.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Chelsea are clowns.
Yeah, I think he's Firmino doesn't like him. He doesn't like him, bro.
How do you know that?
I can tell by his face every time he makes a mistake, bro.
Is he making bad mistakes?
No, I just say he got loved. He got loved probably like 4 weeks ago or something. But
Is that the same team as
it's Maximan
and Mahrez?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you man are really following the Saudi.
No, it's good, man.
I support
Is it,
it.
yeah?
Hey, Al Ali's
Did
my
you-
team.
did you
I haven't
see-
announced it on the pod yet, but Al Ali.
Mitrovic is team.
No, that's Al Hilal.
Yes, because there was a derby. Al Hilal versus Al
Oh,
Sadd.
yeah. Mitrovic.
And Mitrovic got a hat trick.
Yeah,
Bro,
he done it, yeah.
that game was cold, bro.
Bruv.
The game was cold, bro.
No, you guys have to bring me in and let me know when you're watching.
I just watch on YouTube. man.
On YouTube. So what?
And I follow them on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Is it what Al Hilal is your team? Yeah.
And I followed SPL.
So what, have you
Okay.
guys picked a Saudi team yet?
Yeah.
I've switched 3 times. Originally Ronaldo's team.
Who's in his team? Is it Mane and who else?
That's Al Nazar.
Yes, Al Nazar. So Brozovic.
Thingy's there
Keller.
as well. No. So this is the other team. The Jota from Celtic.
From Celtic,
Yeah,
the one that's
no.
been dropped.
Yeah.
Shot race. That's
weird.
crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
Ronaldo, Mane. The team's good, bruv.
Who's Benzema? Oh, that was a derby.
Ittihad.
Benzema and Kante.
Yeah, and Jota, that Jota guy
Yeah,
played for
yeah.
them. And who
Mitrovic,
Neves plays for Ruben Neves plays for
The
Mitrovic's team.
Yes,
Al Hilal,
yeah.
yeah.
And Neymar's there as well now.
Oh yeah.
Are they going to be on FIFA?
Yeah.
whatever
Bro,
that is.
you know when you play FIFA, everybody uses Al Nasser and
Is it? But-
and
bro,
Al Hilal.
What, the Saudi
I thought
teams
that
are on FIFA?
Yeah, bro.
But is it
Jeez.
updated with the players?
Not yet. The new one in it
Why are they playing with them for them?
because Ronaldo's there, and then they had a couple dons in the Al Hilal team. But yeah. But currently I watch the Al Ali games. That's my favorite because Firmino's there. But sometimes when you're watching the game, bro, I think it's in a desert. There's like sandstorms, bro. You can't see shit. You can't see shit, bro. So
Do you know what? That's like I remember when I used to watch AFCON games and it used to
Yeah,
look
yeah.
similar. I think it's just the cameras.
sometimes it's like Hamilton, I think is the season where it's like just dry sandstorms and shit, man. So it's crazy, and maybe they just live in the sandstorm region. Or
Yeah,
that's where
they'll level that up though.
Yeah.
They'll improve that.
But
part.
how's Henderson and Gerrard doing? Who else plays for Henderson?
Oh, so that's our Etifak or something like that. Hendo. There's like 2 other players on that team that you recognise. They're not doing too great, to be fair. They're not doing too great, but yeah,
But if they don't do too well, what happens for Gerrard's managerial career?
they probably can't.
No,
What happens
he's
to his career?
finished.
I don't think this counts. You know, this is like
Why does it count? If he goes and does terrible,
No, this is like a guy in summer school, bro.
no.
Yeah, trust me, because you're just getting there. Everybody knows
he's a
you're not here.
Gerrard is a big brand. And if he's gone there and he's done,
He'll be a Liverpool ambassador for the rest of his life. That's what that matters.
Saudi is good, bruv.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
he's having fun out there, man.
Al Nazar's got Brozovic, Tavio.
is that Henderson's team?
No, that's Ronaldo's team.
Ronaldo's team, yeah. Sadio Mane, Ronaldo, Laporte, Fofana and Tellez.
Oh shit, Laporte.
Yeah. Al Hilal's got Koulibaly, Mitrovic, Neves, Neymar, Bono, Malcolm.
Oh, Bono's a Moroccan goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's clean out there still.
Savage.
Oh, Malcolm is a beast as well.
Oh,
yeah, Arsenal Malcolm.
No.
He was always linked with Arsenal.
I was going to say.
Etihad, Fabinho, Kante, Benzema, Jota, Luis Felipe.
Oh, that's it. Luis Felipe took Jota's
Going
team.
for it, man. The team is sick, man.
No, you know what? You guys are actually, I swear to you, just listening to you guys have shown more passion in the Saudi league than the whole England segment. You guys.
Facts, B.
And that's the other thing. Who was it?
Henderson's team is Vijaman, Dembele,
Dembele's been
Gray.
banging goals as well. Oh yeah, they just signed Gray. But what's
and Jack Kendry.
Neymar was saying that thing he's better than Saudi League is better than Liga.
That's what name was.
Yeah.
That's funny enough.
Say that.
I don't know if he's wrong. You know,
He's definitely not wrong.
I was going to ask because J-Man wanted to bring that to the table before he
That's real-
got his Transformer voice on.
he said I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, that was one of your topics, isn't it, J-Man?
Say it, bro.
Yeah.
So now, so what? You guys are there already. You think?
Yeah.
Bro, I've tried
can't-
to watch.
I
I've tried
can't
to watch
say.
BT Sport, Liga on BT Sport. I know sometimes you used to watch PSG games, but it's not really there for me, man. I think.
But who's left? Just
Rems-
Messi and Neymar. That's all that's really left, no?
No, it's not. It's not about the players that have left. It's just that the games aren't very exciting.
Yeah, they're not as exciting.
Like, you might even watch games in Saudi. Yeah, just seen highlights.
No,
Which games, bro?
We went through 90 minutes.
Yeah, man, you'll be surprised. Like some of the Saudi man are actually decent as well.
Yeah, I
bro.
want to
So that's why I was saying like the quality. When you said League One, League Two, it's there basically, innit? So,
But the French league is physical.
I think
There's also got
people
talent as well. It's fast paced.
Yeah, I think people
do you know
don't
what
respect it, man.
No,
But
sorry.
why? I don't know. Like,
Well,
bro,
you watch
you will enjoy. I swear down. If you catch yourself on TNT Sports now, it's called, and watching a French
I do,
game,
bro. So you know,
some of the games are
I
sick.
watch the French league. This is why
I know
I'm in
MJ.
a place to-
Oh, so you're properly equipped to make this opinion.
I'm informed, bruv. The Saudi league is good, bruv. It's
Better.
Yeah, bruv. It's entertaining. In terms of entertainment value for someone,
It's WWF compared to thingy, basically.
Good shout.
AEW.
Good shout.
AEW, bro. But no, so for me, the last year when I was watching TNT Sports or BT Sports, I would prefer to watch Serie A games over French games
Okay.
because I think there's more of a chess battle.
Yeah, I think If I was gonna say, it kind of depends what you look for in your football.
Yeah. And so, but all the things that I look for in football, I don't get any of it from French league.
Okay.
But at least I get like end to end kind of basketball shit from Saudi. But then in Syria, I can get like kind of like the tactical chess battle in it. So yeah.
Fair enough. I wanted to touch on, I don't know how much of the internationals that you guys saw. Did you see the, I don't know whether to call it an upset, but Japan spanks Germany.
So I actually watched 20 minutes of that. So again, because Della was asking where I watch the games. Sometimes, you know, when I need to catch 3 p.m. kickoff, so I watch it on Yalla's shoot. That's where they show the Saudi games as well, bro.
After there was one channel called Via
Play.
Yeah, Via Play.
That's what the highlights on.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. But Yalla was showing the Germany-Japan game in it. So shout out to Japan, man, because their football, women and men's, has just like blown up over the last couple of years.
I was seeing loads of predictions, and people were predicting like a Germany win, and I was like, I'm not too sure. Like I wasn't like subscribing to the notion that it was going to be like straightforward. I think it was a friendly as well.
Yeah.
But still, like it was
a World War II Allies friendly. People forgot about that, innit? The two evil teams.
It was, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But I watched it to see what Endo's saying, innit? And he's captain them to another win over Germany, bro. So
Tomiyasu was looking unplayable in that game as well. I'm not just saying it because he's an Arsenal fan, because Kai Havertz was on the other team.
He blew down what's his name, bro, and gave him one clamping slide tackle, bro.
I think I saw that. So.
Sane, bro.
Yeah.
It was impressive still.
Yeah, he looks like real good left-footed centre back. And another thing for Arteta to maybe think about as well. Yeah, he looked good there, man. But obviously that result led to Hansi Flick being the first German coach to be fired. Did you know that was the first time that's ever
I did
happened?
not know that.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, so it's the first time for. So I'm not laughing at him being fired because obviously losing your job is a bad deal. But it was a long time coming, man. Germany's been looking pants for a minute.
Lost me so much money, man.
Because you're just like, for instance, like
Routine wins.
Remember when we've had arguments outside of the pod where we was counting Germany as one of England's credible wins, and then I'm certain one of the clapbacks was Germany or finished.
That's what I've been saying for a hot minute, bro.
Surprising though, because like he's full from grace. Because in Bayern he had them like on a mad thing.
How did they do in Europe though? When he had them?
Not great, I don't think they
was not great.
Because it's not hard to dominate the Bundesliga.
I don't think he did great. I
thought he done a madness in the Champions League. They're not
No,
winning.
he won it, didn't he?
He won it.
He won the
No,
Champions
no.
League.
We have to.
Nah, he won
Not
that.
Flick.
Can someone research that?
Because I'm sure that's the year they beat PSG.
Oh, was that Flick? I think it was.
I think so.
That was when he had everyone looking like freaking.
Oh, no, just the one guy, man.
Hench,
It was just, what's his name?
The midfielder.
Yeah. I forgot his name, bro, man.
Drayman's the
Yeah. He won
Okay.
it in 2020.
Who won it before? It was an old brother that won it before him, innit?
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh yes, yeah.
The one that Pep replaced.
That's the one name that's hard to yeah, and then he came back and replaced Pep, innit?
Yeah.
So what? Obviously, with that sacking, do you think bringing in another manager might change Germany's fortunes?
Klopp.
But it has to, boy. They're paying that badly.
Adela Estrada, what did you say?
So maybe Klopp.
Well, that's not a bad shout. I've been seeing Simon Jordan making the Klopp shouts for England, but why would he go back home if he was going to go into the international game? Yeah, could be. All right, well, just thought I'll touch on that, and just another. I think you guys were saying Mendy's not been having it too good in the Saudi league, but another man that's not been having it too good, Anthony from Manchester United. You guys,
That was a great segue.
you guys keeping up to date with what's going on with in the noisy part of Manchester.
Do you want to take it? Yeah. I've been keeping abreast of the news. Boy, he
Guilty!
I think up to 3 women have now come out.
Free.
Is it free?
Yeah,
Damn, so it's like a class action suit.
but
That's the same thing happened with Mendy though. Mendy bust case, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And if you he released receipts, innit?
Yeah.
Like, and the receipts look a bit
For one.
for one, yeah, for one. But if that's the nature of, I mean, you can't just assume it's the nature of all of them. But I mean, one looks mad fishy, bruv.
I mean, earlier on today, like a couple of hours ago, I think, the United Stand, it's another platform, a Manchester fan platform. Yeah, they apparently said they got hold of some transcripts between a conversation between one of his exes, and I don't know if it was another one of the accusers or if it was the media. Pretty much, basically saying that the media are witch hunting Anthony, trying to get him. Yeah, and like literally, I was.
But why though?
I don't know. Like I'd have to look it up. But yeah, like apparently this lady was kind of the nuts and crux of it was she subscribed to trying to ruin him, but now she's like, yeah, this has gone a bit too far. So she's kind of retracting her part in this. Like she's not trying to subscribe to like finishing him off. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that to say like, obviously Marley Marl made the point of saying that, like we've seen this before where they've come up in clusters against a man and the man's turns out to be innocent, so to speak. So I think with this, obviously this thing, like this domestic violence thing against him in Manchester United, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's a clause in your lot's contract that you have to, that you don't sign wingers unless they punch up women, or could it be that this thing is being weaponized? And 100%. When I say being weaponized, I want to choose my thing, because let me firstly say that as men, we are the least qualified to have this kind of conversation. We don't know what it's like to be a woman,
but I don't know what it's like to be a cat. It doesn't mean I can't tell a cat from a cat, or like can't advise a cat on how to live their life.
No, I hear you, but it's just worth noting that obviously, like because if we have ladies that listen to our platform and whatnot, they're going to probably be thinking, oh, we're going to hear the man's perspective on this, blah, 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 blah. But it as a man, it does kind of sometimes feel that, okay, what is the motive behind this? Is it genuine domestic violence, or are you out to finish this dude? Because like you said, he's come out with these receipts that make him look like maybe he is telling the truth. And I don't know, how do you think he looked when obviously it was a Brazilian publication, but he looked real tearful?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't really take too much into that, and obviously it is a difficult situation because it's like you want to hear both sides of the story, but at the minute we're only hearing one side of the story. And obviously a lot of people are making opinions based on that one side of the story at the minute. And where I come from, like it's obviously Man United players at the minute. Same with obviously Mason Greenwood. But I feel like if even if it wasn't Man United players, I would have the same approach in the sense that you want to see things play out. Like you want to hear both sides of the story before you make a decision. And it feels like in this day and age, you don't get an opportunity to hear both sides of the story before someone's vilified. And at the minute, Anthony's being vilified, and it's hard to come back from that. Like it's absolutely hard to come back from that.
That's what's jarring about it, is that the fact is that nobody knows anything about any of these kind of cases, but everybody's ready to make a conviction based off of based off of minimal information. But like you said, you just want it to play out and then see like let's get the evidence, let's see what happens there, man. But the one thing I will say is I did read the transcripts of the messaging. I don't think that made him innocent. I think it was very suspicious, but I don't think it made him. I wouldn't walk away from that and saying that there's nothing here. So like it's because obviously I think there's a bit where it says there's voice notes as well. You don't know what's in those voice notes. Have Manchester United taken the correct course of action? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially with what happened with Greenwood. They kind of had no other...
Yeah, they had to do that.
Yeah, they kind of had to do that. So, well, we'll find out whether Anthony is indeed the monster he's been painting out to be, or whether he's being...
You lot are betting men. Would you... Let's get a show of guilty, not guilty.
I'll say not guilty, man.
You know what? I'm also gonna say not guilty, and the reason why I'm just gonna say not guilty is just like I might be conflating the two issues, but when I saw the footage, you see that what happened with that Spanish president, what's his name? Rubiales, and then and that lady, like first we've seen footage emerging of her like joking, bantering, and almost gloating about this whole kiss thing, and then literally within the space of, I don't know if someone's spoken to her or what have you not, in the space of like 24, 48 hours. Don't get me wrong, it was an error of judgment on his part.
Massive error of
judgment. But then, do you lose your job, or must you be convicted by the court of social media to lose or to hand in your resignation because of the error of judgment? I would have much rather like
internal disciplinary,
for things that he's actually, because there's other things that's come out.
I don't get it. Like, why have they made him kind of like stab himself to death or do seppuku, whatever, man? Just like let him say, I don't believe I've done anything wrong, and then you guys give him his judgment and let him go.
Or if he has done something wrong, be sacked for that. Because I think in the resignation, it is layered, and it is in for the sense that the women's team that have literally just won the World Cup, no one's really talking about them that as much no more. This has overshadowed it. They're saying they're never going to play again. The men's team have come out in support of them. You've had their coach being sacked. There's been so many... there's been so many things that has happened off of the back of that. Then I feel like he was left with no other option but to, like, his mum even said that she was gonna starve herself at church at one point. You know what I mean? There's so many. They
dealt with him, bruv. It was a real orchestrated plan to get get rid of him, bruv.
You know that you said something about they didn't allow the women to celebrate the World Cup, or they didn't shine too much light on it.
Yeah.
But who made this a big deal? Was it men or was it women?
Women, I suppose.
Probably women. So you... Let me not say this.
Say it.
No. So you're trying to grow your sport. You've won the World Cup. This is time to prop it up, but you want to focus on this and make it a male versus female thing when it didn't have to be that.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like, obviously there's been so many like agendas, not in like to say agendas as in to minimize the struggle, but it's like there's been the whole equal pay thing with men and women. There's been so many fights that the ladies have been the ladies have been fighting for. It's almost like you've now done something where you had the attention of the football world, especially the men, because it was mainly men watching the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, 100%.
And you've kind of shadowed it with that. And in my opinion, again, I believe it was an error of judgment on the man's behalf, but I just felt like it didn't feel just that you can have one frame of mind where you're happy, laughing, joking about it, and then immediately you now put a evil twist on it where you've sexualized it, where there was no sexual intent behind it. It was just a stupid error of judgment.
But what I will say though, again, devil's advocate, it's nuts.
Yeah,
to
but
get lips that work.
Yeah,
to get lips that work.
It's not
against your
However,
consent.
I don't think the punishment matches the crime.
But sorry,
but
just to
that's
say
the
as well,
mistake I'm
but in
talking
terms
about.
of
That's the error. That's the mistake.
But in terms of like her being happy at one point, there is a window of something happening to you. So let's say, for example, I'll go bet 10 bags on something. I lose the game. I lose my 10 bags, whatever. I might just go home and think, no, nothing wrong, cool. I wake up the next morning, I'm bawling my eyes out, bro, because I need that peace.
Yeah.
So there is a window of allowing things to happen, because bear in mind, she just won the World Cup.
Yeah.
So you might not be processing things properly.
I would agree with you there if there wasn't footage that emerged of her actually discussing the
on the plane.
Yeah,
It was on the plane, innit? So or whatever, back from winning the World Cup. So again, there's still a window, and you can't really say whether that window is going to be 1 day or 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
So, but if you feel violated at the end of the 2 weeks, it doesn't mean you weren't violated.
I feel like the real reason he must have been a real nasty piece of work, bruv.
But that's what I'm
100%.
saying. I would have preferred that he got sacked for something that he's done.
Yeah, I feel
you get what I'm
like
saying?
he must have a bad rep in there, bruv.
Because remember the England women's manager, bro?
Yes.
The one that was racist, whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, everybody was riding for him. Everybody was riding for him, apart from the few people. Enya Luko and her mixed friends.
blacks.
Yeah, the blacks basically came together and said, "This guy's racist." Everybody else, like, nah, he's not racist. Blah blah blah. So if they loved him,
yeah,
they would have said, "No, it's nothing, man."
Yeah,
Come
there
on.
was more to it. But then this is why, like, obviously, I transitioned to that because I'm trying to think of. Sometimes I wonder if how genuine is it to actually reprimand him for, in my opinion, that mistake, or is this like a woman getting leverage in? Obviously, women want parity with men, but then sometimes I believe, like, because of again, I'm not placed. I'm the least qualified to talk on a woman's plight, yeah. But sometimes it does feel, I use the word feel because it can't be fact, so it's just a feel, it's emotion. That it feels like, is it a parity, or is it you almost kind of want to subdue men and take that power back by emasculating them, by using such, in my opinion, quite horrible tactics? Because God forbid that what's happening to Anthony is fake. It happens too often though, and not just that. It's like, cool.
I think they'll argue that it happens the other way more often.
Yeah, it does happen the other way more often. It does happen the other way more often, but you know that it happens the other way more often. So you are doing that a disservice by coming out and lying, because now it's going to happen even more, because you have people like me that are wondering that the ones that get sensationalized, you're lying. Or you're potentially lying. So then when someone isn't lying, they're not going to get heard because of your selfishness. Yeah,
so I think it's like collateral damage, basically. So sometimes to get the result you want, you have to kind of do like an overcorrection. So maybe they are going a bit too heavy-handed on all of these things, but the aim, I think, is to go heavy-handed, and then the fallout after off will be somewhere in between what the heavy-handedness and the result they actually wanted. So I think that's the approach. I don't know if it's going to work, because like you said, it's just going to make people who could potentially be on your side just think, fuck your calls.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, if Anthony has done a madness, then...
But it's also favoritism as well, because let's have it right. There was a solid case for Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. And because everybody loves Cristiano Ronaldo is too big to fail,
I think
Like, it
Cristiano
didn't-
also,
it-
I think he also paid as well. To be fair, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Say that again.
I think. Well, again, this is allegedly, but because
You done the payout?
Yeah,
I think-
Yeah.
I think he
That's
settled, but I think he settled in it. Obviously, not to. I don't really care, but it's just like I think he just wanted it out of the way.
Yeah. I want it out of the way.
When you got the P, it's like a lot of these brothers with money would just say, "Oh, fuck it, let me just pay it."
But the media outrage wasn't there. Where was Rachel Riley talking about Cristiano Ronaldo when he came to Man United? So this is what I'm saying. It's about some people are untouchable, some people aren't untouchable. That's why there's no black and white lines or like solid rulings on what is okay, what isn't okay, who is okay with and who isn't okay with. That's why like we're always going to have these kind of situations. Because again, if it was a female, let's say the president for Croatia, do you remember when Croatia went to the finals?
Yeah.
And then she was on the stage handing out medals and stuff. If she grabbed Modric and lips him,
It would be a meme, bruv. It would be a funny
this is
meme,
the
bruv.
kind of spirit we need from women in football.
100%.
So it's not a black and white thing. It's just about what are you willing to accept and who are you willing to accept it from.
That's it, because it's like everything is acceptable and nothing's acceptable. It almost is depending on the individual in that particular scenario. We're just literally living in grey area now.
Yeah. And that's what's the most dangerous thing about it, bro, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right, well, listen, that's our international.
We would say like 5 minutes on international everything else.
Yeah, man. But sometimes you just
Spitting, bro.
Yeah, you just got to rap about football and life, man. But yeah, man, we'll be back. We've got it's Saturday. This coming here, where normal schedule resumes.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Hopefully Friday even.
Yeah.
No game on Friday.
There's no game on Friday. I checked.
Oh god.
I always do my
been
fantasy
treated.
in advance just in case I
Just
forget
in case.
on Friday.
Nah, I feel you, man. I feel you. So yeah, man. I've been your host, Strives. I think I even forgot to tell y'all. Been your host, Striver. And yeah, man, we'll see you next week.
I say bye, Dre.
Goodbye.
Bye.